Next video I'm going to show you how I do European mounts. This 10-pointer just isn't big enough to have mounted. He's a nice 10-pointer. Well, I don't know. He's a 10-pointer. I'm going to do a European mount on him, and what we need to do is we need to remove all. We're gonna cut strips down like this. Remove the ears. The hide needs to come off, and then we're going to put her in a bucket, and we're going to do what's called maceration and turn it into a European mount. I thought I'd do a video for you guys on how I do it. I don't like boiling them, because when you boil them, you actually cook the bone. And I'm also going to be interested to age this deer, because he sure looks gray. I think he's older than we thought he was. So when I get the jaw out, we'll be able to look at the teeth and actually age them. Okay, what I'm going to use is a hook knife. You can buy it at any hardware store. It's just like your gutting hook. I need to clean up my truck and stuff. So, we just want to take this hook, we're going to hook it, and just score it just like that. And we want to go around the nubs. Okay, straight down. So, we're going to come down like that. So when the maceration process starts, this hide for, I'm going to use it for trapping. Just save it all in there like that. But you need to get behind here. So, get around the burr. If you use a regular knife and you hit the skull, hit the bone, you're going to leave a mark. There's no way to remove that mark. I'm telling you, this hook knife, my opinion, this hook knife works better than a Havalon knife. So, the more meat you get off, the better it's going to be, but maceration will take care of it all. The main thing is you need to get the burrs around the antler off good. So, that's one side. Burr real good. The burr around the antlers is probably the hardest part to do. So if you take a little bit extra time and do stuff like that, it'll save you a lot in the end. Well, that's probably good enough. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take a fish tank heater, set it 90 degrees, and we're going to put it down in here. We're going to fill this with water. We're going to throw a couple handfuls of dirt in there to introduce the right bacteria. Then we're going to put a trash can over it and put a block of wood over it, because otherwise possums. What I use for a heater for the bucket is just a cheap fish tank heater. Just buy one of the $10 ones. What is this? 50-watt one for a small fish tank. Buy it on eBay for like $10 with free shipping. But you need one that's got the adjustable temperature right here. You want to turn it up as high as you can get it. Your goal is at least 90 degrees. So we can get this one up to 93. A lot of them nowadays are automatic, and that will be an issue, because if they do the automatic, they're usually going to be about 76 degrees. And you got to get the temperature up so that it's the bacteria growing good. And if you do this right, it'll be done in a week. Now in this jug, I have the ears and some of the hide I pulled off from the side, and I'm going to put it out here, and it sits in the sun. And when I go run a trap line, I'll go throw some of this out there, not as the actual bait itself, but just to get them to come to the set. Okay guys, this is check day 1 of our European mount. You want to put some type of tub or something over it, or you're going to get possums on it, because the smell travels quite a ways. But anyways, you need to weight it down, or they'll just knock it over on you. So let's take a look at it. You do need to check for the water level. Okay, this is what it looks like after 24 hours with a heater. You want to make sure the heater's working good. I like to wire it to the top, and you really don't want any more of the antlers in the water than necessary. But you will see that the meat's going to start breaking down with the bacteria. About every 3 days you want to dump the water. I like to try and save the water in an old antifreeze jug, and I'll use it trapping to bring them in. I also like to make sure that I'm on a GFI circuit in case something happens. The process is, the maceration's taking place. See them bubbles coming up? Okay, this would be day 3 or 4. Smells pretty good. We're going to uncover it and take a look at it here. One thing you want to remember is when you dump the water like I'm fixing to do, is make sure you unplug your heater. The other day when I dumped the water, I forgot to unplug the heater and I burned it up. I didn't understand why when I took the trash can off, all this smoke was coming off. Well, I burnt the heater up. That's why I buy the cheap $10 heaters. Here's why you need to make sure. And you can tell how the water's gone down because it's evaporating. But we want to try and recover any kind of meat we can that comes off, because we'll use that as a scent attracting trapping. But look at the ground right here. Okay? Something's been pawing at the ground trying to get to it. You'll see that right there. Look at this over here on the other side. Then look at it here. Something's been trying to get at it, so I think we're going to put us a cage trap right here. I think we have some possums. It's hard to find a track in the grass, but see those claw marks? Look at these claw marks. Okay guys, it is check day 4 or 5. I knew something was digging around the bottom, so we put us a cage trap, and looky here. Look at his ear. Been fighting, huh? How does it even get in my yard? You know, I'm fenced in. So what I used for bait was I put a marshmallow in the back to simulate an egg. Fruit Loops in here with a trail leading to the egg in the back, and day after I set the cage trap, now I got a Mr. Smiley. Hey guys, it is 10 degrees outside. We had an ice storm. All the trees are covered in ice. But if you're a trapper, I'd like to point out that my whole backyard was stinking a couple days ago because of this European mount. Currently, there is no odor whatsoever in my backyard because it is 10 degrees outside. And odors, you don't smell them when it's cold. That's why you have to use long distance call lures when it's really cold outside. And once again, we caught us another grinner. That's 2 at this location. Everything is covered in ice. Sun's melted some of it. All my trapping vehicles are just encased in ice. I'm not even gonna try and run the line right now. I sprung everything, so nothing's active right now, but as you can tell, so if I had any active sets, they wouldn't go off because they're going to have a layer of ice over them all, and chances are they wouldn't go off. So all we're going to do is work on bait this weekend. Okay, it's been 1 week. Should have been done already, but it's so cold. It's like 10 degrees. But as you can tell, all of the meat has rotted away. We're dumping the bucket, and there was nothing in it. It looked like a vanilla milkshake. It just totally liquefies. It's still got to have a few more days. The eyeballs are the hardest thing, but this hide will eventually just totally fall off because it was cut and there's not much holding it. Okay, we did a water change, and when you do this, you want to put hot water back in it because you don't want a thermal shock to your heater. Get it right up like that. All right. Okay, I don't know what check day this is now. 12, 13, 14, I don't know, but it's 50 degrees today, so the 7 inches of snow is melting fast, and that's what was really hindering the process. I just had to add water, and that stirred things up, but it's about done. There's no smell, which is something to really note if you're a trapper. That's why you have to use long distance call lures. We got another grinner. That'll make 3, and see, he got frozen to the inside of the trap, and gonna have to thaw him out to get him out, because cleaning it with Dawn in a day or 2, and I'll show you that process. Poor Dutch, she hates the snow. Wanted to give you guys some advice on how to remove the eyeballs. You don't try and pull them out the front. I had gloved hands on and I couldn't video it on tripod, and YouTube's liable to ban me anyways. But about the time that the tongue starts to come out and the jaw wants to fall off, we say, it's right there. Where the spinal cord goes, there's a great hole in there. See that? Great hole. It makes a great like a T-bone set when you're trapping. Makes a great thing. And just leave all that in there. Okay, but when you pull the eyeball out, don't try and pull it out this way. The eyeball goes out the bottom. And all you got to do is you just turn it over and you just come right in here with some gloved hands and grab the optic nerve, which is almost like the sciatic nerve. It's as strong as a tendon, okay? So you can just grab a hold of it and the whole thing just pops out and the eyeballs are in there. But anyways, you can see that foramen right there where the spinal cord goes right there, and what's left of the spinal cord. That's a great, leave that meat in there and put that on your set and you're good to go. Now we're going to try and age this deer. It's not as old as I thought it was. So anyways, a couple more days and it's going to be ready to soak for a couple days in Dawn dishwashing liquid, and then we'll bleach it with hydrogen peroxide. For the next step, after you take the mount and you soak it for 2 days in Dawn dishwashing liquid, and then you need to rinse it real good in just plain water, then you go raid your wife's kitchen and go get you a large turkey bag and get you 2 quarts of the cheapest hydrogen peroxide you can find, and you need to get you some bread wrappers or something. Okay, I poured 2 quarts. There's 3 quarts here, but there was 1 full one and 2 half quarts of hydrogen peroxide. So we just put it in that bag. It was wanting to float up, so we had to put a brick in there to hold it. And we're going to let it sit here for like 2 days and it'll bleach it white. It's also going to sanitize it and kill any of the remaining odor. And it's going to bubble up really good. I did have to add about a quart of water to get it up to the right level. I guess what we should have done, thrown some dirt in there or something. I don't know. Is wanting to lift up these empty bottles, but we're going to cover this up. So hopefully that possum doesn't come over here and try and chew on it. We're going to leave it for 2 days. And I don't know, all throughout my house you'll find little 9 and 10 pointers that I've done the European mount on that look just like that. This is a little yellowed because I used to burn a kerosene heater in. Okay, we want to take it and put it in the shed or somewhere, let it dry somewhere halfway warm, and let the hydrogen peroxide drip off of it and let it dry out. All right, here is our completed European mount. I got a little bit of dirt on the nose. Really need to clean that off, but see how the hydrogen peroxide, and I didn't get enough hydrogen peroxide up here long enough, so I got a little bit of yellowing, but it's going to turn yellow inside a house if you cook or anything. So there we go. At one time I used to spray them with lacquer, but once again I got yellowing from that. Look at the concha up in there. That's why a deer can smell so well. It's those conchas up in there. You will see there is a little bit of wax left in places, and just scrape that off real good. There you go. That's maceration without boiling and cooking the bone. And as you can see, I didn't lose any teeth. Even got the styloid processes are still attached. So that will conclude our European mount making video. And I didn't have to put any wood stain. If you get too much hydrogen peroxide up here and stain this and it loses its, what do they call it, patina. I can see I lost a little bit there. You just take some wood stain and dab it on there. Last thing I do before I throw it in the corner somewhere or hang it on the wall is I'm going to score it